Welcome back to Story Mode. It's 2011 and I've just reached over 1,000 subscribers. I couldn't imagine getting 1,000. That seems impossible at the time. And with 1,000 subscribers, I knew I had to ramp up the videos and do some blogs. Welcome back to 2011 once again, and another two great films of mine in this year, Rise of the Planet of the Apes and Cowboys and Aliens.
We have one advantage. They underestimate you.
So we step in.
It's still 2011 and I wanted to make a dedicated games room. A games room that is purely just for my games and playing games. But how was I going to do this? I didn't really have the money to get someone to come in and build me a big room. I knew I had to do it myself. And if I did it myself, how would I make videos for Last Gamer? I have an idea. Make blogs of the renovation. Giving an update on what's happening with the games rooms and all that type of thing. This is kind of a blog that I'm starting. Yes, this was my first blog, and as you can see, I'm talking about my 3-screen setup. It's got 3 PlayStation 3s linked up to it, running Gran Turismo 5. And at the bottom, it has 3 Xbox 360s that can run Forza Motorsport 2 or 3 or even 4. They all run a 3-screen setup, which is really, really cool. It's very immersive, and I'm just talking about that. I ended up getting those monitors from a computer store for $100 each, and I thought, well, there you go. I can now have a 3-screen setup, which I've always wanted. Now, the reason I'm talking over this blog is because I'm using copyrighted music. And back then in 2011, it didn't get picked up, much like these days. The music I used was Jan Hammer's Crockett's theme from Miami Vice, one of my favorite pieces of music. So now I'm in my kind of storeroom, where this is games that I may have doubles of, and I'm just trying to sort out everything. There was 3 rooms in the house that were full of games, and keep in mind there was so many games at my uncle's still. From memory, the games in this room were just bulk buys that I had to still sell. Here, got sealed and just on Saturn, and it's got heaps of this stuff, so I've got to start getting rid of it. And I guess what I'm alluding to in this video is that I'm already out of room, and I would say at this stage on camera, just showing this part of the room wouldn't even be 5% of the collection. But I didn't want to show too much, as I said, of my collection at this stage. So then after this, I walk outside. I've got the camera on a pole there that I use duct tape to hold it there. And you can see my Porsche in the background and my motorbike and the Capcom number plates on the Porsche. So I come out to the backyard and the sun's in my eyes, and I'm talking about how I'm going to build a room with my own bare hands in this section of the backyard. And I had a friend who owed me favours, and he could get me timber for free. I mean, this was a golden opportunity to build a room, and Vic over the road, my neighbour, was going to help me with the footings and the brickwork. As long as I put in the labour, he'd get me the concrete for free and the bricks for free. And how could I go wrong? I had to do this games room. It's really going to be more about the labour on this room. And I didn't think that was too bad of a first blog. And that's what they were called originally, blogs. So now we'll have a look at blog number 2. And that'll be interrupted because there's no real copyright on that. Hi, welcome to the second blog. Okay, so this is another blog where I use copyrighted material, so I've got to talk over this. As you can see, I've got the new 3DS, that was new at the time, and Lego Star Wars 3, which was a great game. Not as good as the originals, but still great nevertheless. So we go out to the backyard, and you can see me there with the shovel. I haven't dug all that. That was done by a machine. And I'm just explaining here that this is where the games room's going to be. It's around between 5 or 6 meters. I think it was 6 by 6 meters. And yeah, I had a friend come and do that for me. That was pretty cool. Then I explained there's not enough amperage coming into my house, and not enough power basically for the arcade room, which is in the garage at the time. And I had the power company come out and add a new cable, and the house ended up becoming 3-phase. So I had 3 power cables instead of 1. I only needed 1 extra one, because the arcades would draw a lot of current when they were all on at once. So as you can see, that is Naomi unpadding there. Now moving on, that's the trees that had to come down. And I'm not one for removing trees, but those trees were actually affecting the house anyway. The roots were going under the house and they had to come down. They were also destroying the roof above. And there is the guy removing the tree root with a special cutter. That was pretty cool to see. And there's another friend of mine who's digging in a trench. At this stage, it cost me nothing. There is no cost at all. It's all labour and friends that have machines that can help me out. And now we'll move on to blog number 3.
Hi, you're watching Last Gamer, and this is the 3rd blog. Let's get into it. Okay, fair bits happened this week. Just going to take you around. There's both my dogs. That's Saber, that's Naomi. I've actually got 2. It's haven't been on film together. It's the backyard. That's Jess. As you can see, the concrete's been poured. It's pretty hard. You can walk on it now. I could have walked on it within a day. Now, a mound of dirt has to be laid out in the backyard, and what I've done a garden bed over there just to use up the dirt. There's nothing else to do, so from one job comes another. What we'll do, we'll just show you the spars on its side there. The way I'm living at the moment, for my gaming, this is the arcade room. It's got no power because everything's disconnected until that room's built. Won't be fixed up. So I've got my switches up there for all the machines. I don't know if you can see that. It's got the writing for each one. They light up at Daytona 1 and 2. It's all no power. My Naomi cabinet. Yeah, everything's very, very crowded. Got my Star Wars and He-Man stuff, my radio control cars. I'll try and get up here. Some Dreamcast there. Just a random Dreamcast. And you probably can't see in here as well as I can due to the camera. It needs a lot of light. But there's just game stuff everywhere, electronic repair stuff. Yeah, all that type of thing. Some CRTs along the wall there. Yeah, so that's what's happened, and pretty much inside the house is the same. We've got a couple of rooms that are being used just for game storage until this room's ready. Anyway, here's the highlights. See you on the next blog.
Now I'm just going to talk over these highlights. That's Vic there, and he's helping me put some mesh, some steel mesh, or reinforcement I should say, in the trench for our concrete foundations. Again, this is all free, all the reinforcement and all the concrete, because Vic is actually a concreter and a bricklayer. So he could get this stuff from work for pretty much nothing, and he's helping me build my games room. And I've known Vic, as I said before, I've known him since I was 3 years old. He's involved with my family, and it was very nostalgic for him to help me build my games room. There was a lot of labour on all our behalfs, and you can see here I'm almost falling in when putting that concrete in the trench. And yeah, it was incredible. I think, yeah, here, look, oh, I fell in. I got stuck and Vic almost fell in too. So it was good times.
Not much work on the old room this week. Just the backyard's actually started to flood to a degree. And yeah, it's really raining. It's nice. So it's probably time to play Ghouls and Ghosts, I think.
So this is blog number 4, and in this blog there is no talking, no narrating, nothing. It's all just highlights apart from my talking at the start there. And yeah, we had the bricks delivered. Vic organised the bricks to be delivered to my house for the foundation first, and then later on we would brick up the room, as you will see going forward. And this was kind of the most exciting part, because this is the big structure of the room itself. It certainly wasn't the most exciting blog, but I wanted to show people at the time that things are moving along quite quickly. I would do a blog every week. So when you think about it, it's actually coming along quite quickly. That little machine was pretty cool actually to see in action. You can see on the right there under that tarp, that's an afterburner. An extra afterburner I had, and there's Vic doing the brickwork. Look at that, we've got a foundation coming along, and this was absolutely incredible to see the shape of the room. And you can imagine me, I'm like a kid in a candy store. I'm so excited, and just to see this taking form, it was incredible. It really was. I did offer to help Vic do some brickwork, and I haven't got it on film, but I'm lousy at laying bricks. He's been doing it for a long time. At this stage, by the way, Vic would have been about 70 years old. And look at him go. Now, here's the wood. It's in the driveway, or the timber, I should say. And I'm moving it down because it was left at the driveway. The truck couldn't fit down the driveway. And you can see Luke in the chair there. Look at him. He's only a little baby. He would have been not even a year old. And I'm moving all the timber down, and that's courtesy of Jess's father. He ran a timber yard, and all that timber was for free. How lucky am I? And you can see here that I've put some timber beams on the left and the right of the room. That's me just looking at what lies ahead, and off I go. I start to get this room sorted and start doing the trusses and all that wonderful stuff. It was really an experience I really missed doing. Just a little tidbit, I'd always be wearing an NWO t-shirt when I was working outside with timber.
Hello and welcome to Blog 5. Now there almost wasn't a Blog 5. I had a bit of an incident yesterday, which was Thursday, with this nail gun. What happened is I was nailing some planks together, and I heard the phone ring, and as I put the nail gun down there was still air in the air hose. And as I rested it, it must have had this part pushed in, still it must have got jammed, which allows the nail to come out. As I put it down, I don't know what happened. I've either knocked the trigger, and as I started up, the nail fired and just scraped my forehead, and got this red mark here where the nail hit. Now, an inch left or right, who knows where I'd be even if I'd be doing this blog, I doubt it. Anyway, moving on from that, as you can see, the frame's up, got the roof joists on. The roof's really coming along quite well. Now I'm going to show you in a minute about 40 hours of footage. It's been really sped up, thanks to Alex, the editor. Now I've got the dilemma of putting all this crap in this room, and believe it or not, I've even got my Amiga corner, my Commodore 64 corner and all that I've wanted to put in. I haven't got hardly any of it in here yet, and I'm already out of room. Anyway, I'm rambling on, so here it is. What's happened this week, and I'll see you on blog 6, and hopefully the room looks a lot more finished then. Bye for now. Okay, it's just on 5:30 in the morning. It's very, very dark, and it's Saturday, and after breakfast, gonna get a good start on this room, and hopefully have the floor on today, and just begin the framework. I think I better have some breakfast. Gonna have to pause for a bit here. I need to go to the hardware store and buy some liquid nails and some other bits and pieces, and I've got all this wood in the driveway, and it'll take me a good hour, maybe more, to just move all this by myself, and my car's trapped in the garage. So I'm gonna have to go up and walk. It's probably about, say, an hour and a half there and back. Oh well, do me good. Back soon.
So I'll just intervene here. I used copyrighted music again, and back in 2011, no, it didn't get picked up. It does these days. So I'm just straightening up and measuring all the joists that go across the floor, and I'm nailing them in, I'm strapping them. There's quite a bit of work to this. I had some guidance from Vic over the road, and now I'm putting on the floor, and you'll see I use the phone here and there. I'm talking to Jess, she's working at Game Traders, telling me about new games that are coming in. And there's me cutting the flooring, measuring, putting the string line to make sure the floor is straight and level. And now I've gone missing. So yeah, it was a full day of working. You can see I'm putting liquid nails, which is basically glue, to make sure the floor doesn't squeak. Nails alone doesn't work. Now it's the framing stage, and you can see Jess and I are there, and occasionally Mandy pops in, and we're just cleaning up the site and ready to put the walls up. They go up very quick. Keep in mind, this is all on the one day. Jess is taking down the gutters there. I'm prepping the floor to make sure everything's going to be all right. You can see Mandy holding Luke on the left there. Well, she's quick. And yeah, just cutting timber, putting the frame together, just me and Jess. And now we're about to put the wall up. That's the back wall, facing the back of the house. And then we're about to put the left one up. We kind of didn't know what we're doing at the time, and really just had to use our heads to do the right thing. And then, of course, Vic came and checked it, and we did a fantastic job. And we had a builder at the very end just come and, check it over, one of Vic's friends. So it turned out really good, and you can see the sun's about to set there. How cool is that? It's a time I really, really do miss. Don't open the gate! They'll run out! Hello, you're welcome to Block 6. Block 6 was another one where I used copyrighted music, and that was a lot of Tron. We used a lot of Tron Legacy music. Anyway, here is where I've finally plastered the room, and the room started looking like a room. I had a little bit more plastering to go, and I would also be painting the following week. We're almost finished the games room, and this was probably about 6 to 7 weeks in the project. At this stage, all it cost me was the plaster so far. So the framework, the bricks, as I said before, it's all for free, and even those windows behind me were given to me by a good friend.
Here, Got the surround ready. Rear speakers will be in the back. This will be where the LED goes. Sharp 52-inch LED. It was actually one of our sponsors, Sharp.
That was another thing. I had a sponsor in Sharp. So I knew a lot of people in Sharp, and they were going to give me a couple of TVs for free as long as I mentioned them on the channel. And at this stage, I would have been around 1,500 subscribers and not that many views. And Sharp were good enough to go down as a sponsor, and there were a couple more companies later on that decided to sponsor me and, you know, give me either products or actually help me out with an internet bill and things like that. And that's how I ran Last Gamer at this stage. This part was my favourite, and this is something Alex did on his Maya, which is a CAD program. He designed the room and how it's going to look in 3D. You can see there's the screens, the CRTs, my racing simulator, which is a 3-screener, and the seats and the kind of library shelves with the glass cabinets. He did such a wonderful job. Here are just highlights of what happened during the week to get to that plaster stage. You can see there's that silver sheeting, which is weather protection or sarking it's also called. And there's the rain there. And it just shows me plastering up in fast motion. Yes, the vlogs were so much fun to do, and with the amount of positive vibes coming from all the people around the world on YouTube, it gave me so much inspiration and encouragement to make the best video games room ever.